The town of Yakutsk is currently in the peak of winter. Freezing weather and snow will continue up until the month of May. There will be many more months before the warmer days begin. We are continuing to save lives. We really want to save as many animals as possible. There are so many strays living in Yakutsk, but unfortunately, the locals don't like them. These animals have nowhere to go. They can't survive in the woods or without people. Surprisingly, a few people have built some very basic dog houses filled with hay, so that stray dogs could get refuge from the brutal cold. However, most of the population in Yakutsk is bothered by this, and the authorities have even ordered for these dogs' houses to be removed. But why? The dogs in Yakutsk are not like most other dogs. They are not aggressive, they don't bark or bite. They are very calm and keep to themselves. They are often curled up by bus stations and shopping centers, completely covered in snow and frost. Unfortunately, even in the freezing cold, the temporary fostering unit has released their dogs back out onto the street. This wasn't done by volunteers, but by city authorities. However, no one speaks up on this matter. They are releasing the dogs back to the streets while announcing how dangerous the dogs are. They are only doing this so that the citizens get scared and complain about the strays. But why? Why be so cruel to send dogs into the freezing cold to suffer a sure death? There is no logic behind this action. It's almost impossible to hold back tears when looking at the strays in the temporary fostering unit. So many beautiful and smart dogs are kept in cages. They don't have any companionship or even toys to play with. This is no way to live. Some of them will die naturally, and others will be released and freeze to death. The population of strays in Yakutsk keeps growing because it's not customary to neuter dogs there. More so, those dogs that are neutered receive poor quality medical treatment that rarely works. Many of these dogs have number D tags that signify they went through vaccination and neutering, but this is false. For example, like this dog that you see with her pups. And so, I'm talking about the beautiful, kind, smart and patient dogs. Look how many there are. You can see the despair in their eyes. This puppy was adopted by a family and just started to know what love and warmth felt like. Unfortunately, this didn't last long. The family wasn't able to take care of him for long. Either they couldn't handle it, or they moved away, or they developed allergies, or whatever other excuse people tend to come up with. The family wasn't responsible or compassionate. This puppy suffered a lot, because he couldn't defend himself from the older and bigger dogs. He would sit in his cage and watch people pass him by with hope that somebody would take him home. And as we see, tears filled his eyes when he wasn't chosen and the people just continued on. Friends, let's start saving lives. Let's save those who want to live, who are begging for help, who are trying to escape their suffering. Please, help us. We cannot do it without you. Also, among the dogs you see in this video, 40 were thrown out into the street in 50 degrees below zero to suffer an inevitable death, to freeze, to die. They didn't even wait until the brutal cold ended. They didn't let them stay in the dog houses that the volunteers built. They threw them out in the middle of nowhere, away from any source of food, warmth, or help. For some of the strays, we have already found families in other cities to adopt them. The city authorities are apathetic about finding caring owners for these animals. Without any warning, they secretly and quietly threw them out to die.